Let's talk about how to get the highest quality leads possible. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm kind of a lead gen guy. I'm big into finding super high quality leads and selling to them. Specifically, we specialize in finding companies that have between $5 and $150 million in revenue. We call them the Golden Geese because they're the easiest to sell to. They have large budgets like the enterprise might, but they don't have the 20 layers of bureaucracy you need. In that respect, they're more like selling to your local restaurant, except they have these massive budgets to pay you. So how do you find those, and how do we go about finding them? Well, we teach you how to do it in Email 10K in our course, so check that out if you want it in detail. And in today's video, I want to show a high-level overview. How do you get the highest quality leads possible? This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. The first thing you want to do is create a specific buyer criteria. If you don't know who you're selling to, it's going to be impossible to find high-quality leads. I'm in the private community all the time talking to people about their specific businesses and helping them create these buyer criteria. And a couple common things that I see are somebody will come up with a buyer criteria that's super specific. They'll say something like, I'm selling to roofers in the United States that have over 50 million in revenue. And that's great, that's specific, that's as specific as we want. But you're not gonna find leads for that because how many roofing companies are over 50 million in revenue? So at that point, I'll tell them to change their target or widen their criteria, maybe down to 5 million in revenue, or pivot off of roofers onto someone that is more easy to find in a lead database. Because when it comes to creating a specific buyer criteria, you want not only your ideal clients in there, but you want to find the overlap between your wish list, your ideal clients, and clients that actually exist that you can find relatively easily. Because I know your dream clients might be people that are using Bloomberg Terminal, have over $150 million in revenue, and are pissed off about the quality of the Bloomberg Terminal. Amazing. If you can find those people, you're going to sell them all day, right? But your criteria needs to be something that you can actually generate leads for, otherwise it's just a wish list. So you need to find that overlap between what is the actual client I want and what is the client I can find in lead databases like UpLead or on LinkedIn using Sales Navigator or even just on Google. What is a lead type that I can find? Then once you have that down, you want to target quality leads only, meaning I'm never going to recommend you go after local businesses. Never in a million years, because I've worked with local businesses. I've sold tens of thousands of dollars to these guys, and it's just not a fun time. I once had a guy pay me $50 to write emails for him when I was first starting out. I sent the email. It made him $10,000 by sending it to his list, and he still yelled at me about the quality of the email. He said a kindergartner wrote it. It looked like a kindergartner wrote it, and it did, but that is what it needed to look like in order to get the sales. So I can't deal with these local businesses. So I would never recommend that hell on anybody. I want you guys to go for quality leads, and that's why I recommend the Golden Geese. So go after companies between $5 and $150 million in revenue. Your life is going to be a lot better. Target those quality leads. Now, once you have that criteria and you know the type of clients that you want to go after, what do? Are you setting up Facebook ads and going after them? Are you cold calling them? Well, I don't recommend Facebook ads for new businesses because in order to find these people, especially when you get into business-to-business sales, in order to find these people, you're going to be paying massive amounts of money, and you're probably going to have to go in the whole $10,000 or $20,000 to even figure out what's going on. I know because I spent $20K trying to figure this out. If you really want to find these quality clients and you want to do it in a cheap enough way that most people could jump in, then use cold outreach. Find the targets using a lead database, write a customized cold email to them, and pitch your service. That's all you need to do. That's the exact process we talk about in Email 10K in our course, because that's the easiest, best, and fastest way to get in with these clients that are actually going to pay you money without spending thousands and thousands of dollars up front to figure it out. And if you do want to spend 10K, I would hop on a sales call with my co-founder, Robert, over at X27, and we will do lead gen for you. We'll figure all this out. It's not like you have to learn it and do it yourself. Whatever you do not spend 20K trying to figure this out on Facebook ads to find these clients. Cold email is the best method. Either doing it yourself or hiring someone to do it for you is the right way to do that. And it's not enough to just blast out cold emails to your list of 50,000 either. The next step here is to optimize your cold emails. So the process that we talk about on this channel a lot and the process we talk about in our course is to optimize your emails. So you'll send 50 to 100 customized emails. You'll look at the stats, the open rates, the response rates, using the tools that we recommend, and you'll improve the campaign. And you'll get it to the point where you're getting 6-7% meeting book rate or more, or you're getting open rates above 60 to 80%. And the reason why you're doing that is if you only have 50,000 contacts to send to, and most business niches even have less than that, you want to make sure you're reaching as many of those people as possible and not embarrassing yourself. When we first started X27, we only sold to agencies, and there were only 3,000 companies we could target. That was it. So if we blew it, if we reached out to all 3,000 and our emails weren't optimized, we could have done that in one day and then not had anything left. So instead, by going through this process, we were able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in our first 30 days in business. We have a top-ranked Reddit post, actually, where I wrote that down. And we were able to do that because our emails were optimized before we decided to scale big. Another big tip here is follow up within 5 minutes of a response. If you've been sending cold emails for a while, you know that sometimes you'll send an email, and if your emails are optimized, you'll get a bunch of responses back very, very quickly. Now, if you do not respond to those people within 5 minutes, most of them will go away. You have to stay with your prospects. If a prospect wants to buy now, you have to sell now. You can't be in a situation where a prospect wants to buy now and then you respond in 2 days. I know that because I spend a lot of money on freelancers. And what happens with me as a business owner is I'll say something like, we need to improve our copywriting. And then I'll talk to my co-founder, I'll tell him that, and he's like, yeah, dude, go find somebody. Then I'll go post up a job and talk to a few people. I'm typically making the hiring decision within 3 or 4 days, because when you know, you know. And the person I hire is typically someone that messages me within the first 5 minutes of posting the job, maybe within an hour or two. So if you're one of these people that respond 3 days, 4 days later, you're just not even gonna be in the running. And if you take too long on an actual sales follow-up, I might be talking to you about copywriting, you're back and forth, but if you don't close the deal within a day or two, somebody else who can close the deal is gonna swoop up and they're gonna take your deal. It was like that when we hired somebody to manage our ads. I was talking to 3 people, and the one I ended up going with for our company was the one that had a bonus for us signing up that day and had a price expiration where the offer expired 3 days later. So that's why I recommend this stuff. I see it work in the market with myself, and I see it work for our companies when we're selling to other people. So follow up within 5 minutes of a response. And another tip here is check in constantly. Make sure you're following up until you get a yes or a no. Not on the initial cold email. Initial cold email, send 4, and if they don't respond, drop them, and maybe you can check in if it's with another person in a few months. But once they respond back, keep checking in. And it's very important. I didn't think I had to say this, but I do because I've seen this with people that follow up with me. You need to remind them why you're checking in with them. I had 2 people from this audience, one who we ended up hiring, one who I don't even know what he wants, who are checking up with me constantly. One guy was like, hey, Alex, you got to get back to me. Or he would get in the chat and he'd say, Alex, what do you think? And I don't even know who he is. I didn't know his name. I didn't know anything. And he was like, I sent you an email. Great. I don't know who you are. Realize that the people you're talking to aren't thinking about you at all. So if he was like, hey, Alex, I'd love to work with you for free. I'm a master at cold email. What do you think? And he said that or a similar version of that every time, then eventually I'd be like, all right, yeah, sure. But if he's just like, I want to get your no or yes, nothing's going to happen there. In fact, you're going to be annoying and you're going to get either marked as spam or I'm just never going to talk to you again. I might even remove you from the channel if you're annoying. So check in constantly, but check in with context. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. And that's how to get high quality leads. Let me know down below what was the best part about this video. Like this video to encourage this type of content. YouTube really loves that. Just tap that like button. That's the best thing you can do for this channel. Subscribe for more content like this. We do content 3 times a week all about sales, marketing, how to grow your business, how to become an entrepreneur. Check out our course, Email 10K, if you want to start a business of your own. And check out our past videos if you want free training. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.